If you want to do something different and you're scared that some people might judge you for being different or trying something new, I promise you, those people do not care. I don't think anyone really cares about what everyone else is doing, and I'm not saying that overall as in a flatline statement, but I think that when you break it down, we're all the same people. We're all human beings. We're all trying to make our way into the world. And we're all scared of what everyone else thinks of us trying to do that, whether that be going down a different career path, whether that be trying a new skill, learning a new skill, and then posting about that skill whenever they can, or just working on themselves and deciding they weren't going to be and that they won't be the people or the person that they were yesterday. They want to be someone different. And when you boil it down to the idea that that's what we're all chasing and that's what we're all doing in one way or another, our own misconceptions and our own ideas that can scare us really don't matter that much. They really don't. They will be, at the end of the day, perceptions that we have of what other people see about us. And we don't know what other people think of us. We don't know a lot of the time. Yes, maybe you have close friends, immediate family, and you get the idea that you know exactly who they are and get the idea of what they mean to you, but those same people are also dealing with their own insecurities. They're also dealing with their own problems that maybe you or me don't have. We all have our own problems as well in this life. We all have our own demons. We all have our own battles. And then when you think of that, why are you scared of trying to be different then? Why are you scared of trying to do something new? Because you're scared that some people are going to make fun of you for trying to be maybe your most authentic self. Maybe you're trying out a new idea. Maybe you're just talking like I'm doing and I've been doing for the last few weeks. The flip side of that coin is no one cares. And I'd argue that, in all honesty, when you dial down what you want to do and you post about it and you do more of it, the people who are interested will actually flock to you. It won't be the other way around. I've found from doing this or just trying to understand that I could be pretty transparent about myself and about my feelings and about my wants and needs and also what I like, just with anything, that, you know, people haven't reached out to make fun of me. People haven't. I've gotten a lot of people saying, hey, you know, I see that you're doing this. That's actually really cool. And I've gotten more compliments and I've gotten more interest for being as multifaceted as I am and as I've been doing. But I do want to kind of bring you through a story that I actually felt and have understood that people don't really care when it all boils down to everything. You know, my first video that I put out on here, that was me being kind of vulnerable, pretty vulnerable, just being able to talk about something that happened to me. If you do want to look back at that video, see how far I've come in such a short time, I'll put it down in the description and you'll be able to watch it. Make sure to come back here though. And I actually thought that that story was going to be something that all my friends would ask about. I thought that my friends would want to know more about the situation. I thought my friends, and especially how some of them and how they are at times when it comes to girls or women. I haven't really talked about that too much. I don't want to talk about that because I just want to talk about my own stories. I mean, I thought some of them would be like, oh, like, what does this person look like? And, you know, as begrudgingly as it might be to admit, I still follow her because at the end of the day, getting left on scene isn't the same as getting blocked. You might treat it intrinsically as that, but it really isn't on the same page. But yeah, they didn't care. They didn't care enough. A lot of them watched the video. No one followed up on it. And that's how I've felt with a lot of these early talks, with these ideas that in my head, you know, there've been two sides again of that same coin. Where on one side it's like, why am I being so vulnerable? I don't know if I should be so vulnerable. I don't know if I should be talking about this on a platform as big as I have for the general public. Why am I sharing this thing about me? And the flip side of the coin is, no one cares. No one cares. I mean, since I've started this, the extent that I've gotten from what I've heard from people are some saying, hey, I've watched your stuff. That's pretty cool. That's it. And everyone's, again, dealing with their own battles. They're all dealing with their own perceptions of other people. They're all scared of being judged by others. When you boil it down, again, we're all scared of being judged by everyone else. Doesn't that make you want to do more things? Try more things differently? Take on more projects? Start that book? Start that movie? Start that writing post, page, essay, whatever you want. I think that notion of understanding that everyone's scared of being judged by everyone else should make you want to pursue more out of life. It should make you want to perceive and pursue more about what you want to do. That should make you want to follow your dreams more. That should make you want to do something that is different from everybody else, but only do it in a way that you can. Because we're all individual people. We're all our own personalities. We all have our own tastes. We're all unique. Use that uniqueness to your advantage. Use that uniqueness to, you know, put yourself out there to the world. Say, this is me. This is what I do. This is how I do it. That's all you need. That's all you need to do. And when you do that, people, if they're interested, will show interest. If people don't show interest, that's fine. Again, they're living their own lives. There are a bunch of people on this life that probably are interested in the stuff you do. They probably check everything you post. They probably look at anything that you put out there into the world. But to them, that's all that you are in their lives. And that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to be super tight-knit with everybody in your life. You don't. You will have select people, whether it be immediate family, close friends, who actually look deep into what you do and talk to you about it and show that they are interested, and that maybe it's a little different compared to just watching from time to time or just checking through the collage that you've put out there. But when it boils down to everything, that number of people is a lot smaller than you might think. And that's actually fine. It's fine that you have that. If anything, if you see those people, that should be a message to you. That should be a message to say, okay, these are my people. These are the people I should be close with. Because some people will check in every now and then. Some people will check monthly, weekly, daily. When you see that, cater to them. Focus on those people. Focus on people similar. You can put your stuff out into the world and understand that not everyone will also understand what you're doing. I've had friends who, since starting this, they've said, hey, I think what you're doing is really cool. I really don't know what you're doing, but it's neat that you found that. Because maybe something you're doing differently, something you're doing new, is something that you're the only one that knows about. You know, these commentary videos that I've been doing, I've watched people do this for quite some time and decided to give it a shot. You know, I have friends who probably haven't even seen those types of videos, know that that's an idea, but they know that that's what I'm doing, and that's fine. That doesn't make me wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. I live life. I talk into this thing right here, and I've been talking into microphones for quite a while. That's what some people want to do and have been doing. You know, I've pursued, again, I mentioned I do sports broadcasting outside of these videos. Sports broadcasting is my main thing. This is a little pastime I've started to really enjoy doing these last few weeks. I first started going out of it and started going at it really my sophomore year of high school. And you know, I had friends and whatnot who would tune in and they wouldn't quite get it. And they would make fun of me, not in like a life-threatening way, but like, you know, one of the first things I did when I first started doing this kind of media was similar to what I'm doing right now. Looking into a camera, talking into a microphone, and in this case it was a prompter read. Basically it was a story that was shown through us. I looked into the camera like this, and I talked about the Yankees beating the Toronto Blue Jays on opening day. You had Giancarlo Stanton hitting a home run in his first game as a Yankee. And I remember my friends, and with those videos, and I did that camp for a following year, some of them would just play those videos whenever. And now it's at the stage where I've been doing this for so long, and I've actually gotten paid to do this for a very, not necessarily long amount of time, but enough to understand that I've gotten a select group of schools and a select group of people that see me as reliable enough to do it, to where this could be part of a career. And that changes because I've been able to pursue it for so long. It's because I've decided I'm going to keep doing this. There are times, again, where I'm scared of what people think of me. I'm scared if my material is good, scared if I'm going to reach out somewhere and get an offer, but I keep doing it. Now to the point where those old videos from, you know, years ago, from the late 2010s and into my college years, I send them to my friends and say, hey, this is something I've done recently. This is when I first did it. See how far I've come. That should be the moment that you look forward to when you're doing whatever you're doing differently, whatever you're doing something new. You want to show people your progress. And at the end of the day, that's all you should be looking for. You should be looking for progress. You're not going to be in the same spot when you do your thing differently for the first time, when you do your new skill for the first time. You're not going to be known as just that. You're not going to be having your entire life capitulated by the first step you take. It's about the progress, and that's all you should be looking at. You're scared of being perceived by others. At the end of the day, understand we're all dealing with these same ideals in our head, some of them much more darker and more aggressive than others. So just push that aside. Understand that you're doing it for yourself. Don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the fame. Do it for yourself. Seek constant improvement. And I promise you that if you do that, the perceptions of others will fall by the wayside, and you'll be happy, quite frankly, with how much you've been able to do with your life. Bonus content. Made it to 2026. That's a pretty powerful thing to be able to get into a new year. Again, thanks everyone for the last time and last video I put out on here, for sticking with us to start and rather end 2025. But there's a lot on the horizon. There are a lot of things I want to talk about, and this is just the beginning. More to come. Bye now.